Hello and welcome to Financial Friday. And today's tip is going to be setting sales goals. And the more you get to know me, the more that you will realize that I'm a very goals-driven person. I feel like goals are the best way to get you from where you are to where you need to be. And goals should be, set and meaningful. And just something about writing something down makes it real and makes it manifestable. I just, have seen it happen so many different times that I say, okay, this is what I'm doing, or this is what I want to do. And things that I may have thought would take a long time end up taking a much shorter time because that it's out in the atmosphere now. And so now, consciously and subconsciously, I'm working towards that thing, and it makes it become more real and become something that will actually happen. So you can go to the Workflow website, yourworkflow.com, and we have a whole section and several products dedicated to goals. So that's there. Goals are something that are very important to me. But let's talk specifically about setting sales goals. So several years back, I was challenged to set a sales goal just by a colleague doing the same thing. And I took the challenge. And I, up until that point, I had annual sales goals, but I hadn't really broke it down into a monthly sales goal or weekly sales goal. And so that's what I did. I went back and I said, okay, this is what I want to have in sales for the year. This is what I want to have in sales each month to get there. And I didn't just do the divide by 12 because I know I looked at what the seasonality of my business is and made assessments accordingly. So I know that these are big months, these are small months. But I want to challenge you to set an annual goal, set a monthly goal, figure out what that means in sales per week, or what items are bigger sale. You start to dig deeper into your financials and look at what are my bigger selling items. And, do I promote pushing, do I need to sell 5 of item A to get to my sales goal versus I may need to sell 200 of item B? Which one is easier to sell? Because maybe even though I need to sell 200 of item B, that might be the answer though, because I can sell 200 of item B quickly, whereas it may take more effort to sell the 5 of item A. But look at that. Look at what is selling best. What is your path to that goal? But I always am challenging, and my challenge for this is to make sure that you reach that happy medium in setting your goal. And what that happy medium for me is that I know that this is obtainable, like easily obtainable. If you look at what you're doing right now, you may see I am selling X per month. So that's obtainable because you're already doing it. Then you have over here your aspiration. And what I'm saying is I want you to find the happy medium in between of what is it. I don't want you to stick with what you're already doing because you're already doing it. That's not a challenge. You just, that exists. We're trying to move to here. But I also don't want you to set a goal that is so drastic that you become defeated. I want you to set a goal that challenges yourself. So that's the two things that we're trying to weigh. I don't want you to say, like, if right now you're selling, $50 a week, I don't want you to just jump all the way over to an extreme that you're going to be selling 50,000. Like that's too much and too much pressure. But I do want you to challenge yourself to do more than what you're doing. So don't just stick with, well, I know I can do this. Because something in that challenge, in that space between what you're doing now and that happy middle ground, there's some greatness in that space. So back to, using myself as an example, when I set those goals were very aspirational. They weren't all the way over here, but they definitely weren't right up next to what I was doing. In that 1 year, I was able to double what I had done the year before. But it was from looking at it as, realistic, but also with a mix of aspiration. So I looked at, okay, well, I did this year, but in that particular year, I had some, I had a family member that was ill. I had some, other obligations that largely limited, and I was actually still working a full-time job. I had limitations to what I could do in that year. And when I looked at what the current year looked like, I said, well, I no longer have these limitations. So if I could do this in this environment, then I know I'm going to bet on myself, and I know that I can get here. And so looking at that and chasing that challenge was able to get me to double where I was the year before. So I want you to put that out there and put that challenge to yourself. And I also want to remind you when, and I'm going to say when, because there are going to be some months when you don't hit that goal. Don't just be down on yourself because you didn't hit that goal. On those months, I challenge you to go back, look at what you did before, and know that you did more than what you did before. Even if you didn't get to the finish line, you look at how far you came from where you were. But also keep in mind that even though, there is a component to putting it in the atmosphere that makes it start to come together, there's also work involved. So now you know that this is the goal. The next step is, what is the work that you're going to do to get there? So that is my challenge for you, is to set financial goals and start to work very hard to get to those goals. I want to leave you with that challenge. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday for Marketing Monday.